So what you're saying is that you want him to step on you? I got you, homie. Okay, Archon Quest, I'm coming. I'm so excited for it.
Candace, we're here!
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
I can't promise that.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Oh, I miss you too.
Are you ready?
Yes, we can start now.
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
We'll make our move on the nice, I have no idea how to pronounce this. Jangarba? Jangarba, maybe? Day?
Paimon's a little worried. Hopefully nothing will go wrong.
Paimon. Like, of course something's gonna go wrong. I want to check settings because I haven't changed anything and I forgot to do that. Okay, dialogue.
Paimon coming in!
Paimon coming in.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone to be careful.
Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. We must go beyond that and fully commit ourselves to it. I hope this is clear to you.
I understand and accept.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful to boost our morale right now?
I mean, he's not really that type of person, and also sometimes it doesn't really work.
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our situation. It's like how some people can be put in charge of logistics while others will fight on the front lines.
Well, makes sense.
Speaking of the front lines, you don't look anything like a soldier.
Are you kidding me? He's so buff. Like, if there's anyone who looks powerful, it's him.
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my strategic insight.
This guy's smart. I like him.
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries in Port Ormos called you a lunatic.
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment.
It's just everything he says, I'm just into it, you know? He is able to make me feel like, wow, what a badass.
Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge.
Yeah, I remember.
You have a good memory.
Oh, really?
Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of forbidden knowledge. Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always approached the issue from the wrong direction. The Withering, Elazar, and the Sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert thousands of years ago?
Well, it's definitely possible. Another occurrence of forbidden knowledge pollution.
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what caused the withering in the sandstorms.
Well, true, but maybe there's something that caused the Irminsul's disease.
The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely be the pollution from forbidden knowledge.
So literally what I just said.
Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
She said the key to saving Irminsul is contained within the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukadevada.
It's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia forest? That whole the world forget me thing?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Only by working with her to save Irminsul can we completely resolve the problems Sumeru currently faces.
That's right.
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base. Oh, you made it.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes. We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for can knowledge extraction? What are you doing with those?
What's that look on your face? Are you scared?
Paimon's a little scared, but very, very furious.
That's an interesting response. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with, Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule.
Huh? Me?
Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes, I do.
Please get ready and put on this device.
I'm ready.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises our achievements.
Sure, okay.
Now, open your eyes. Here,
What's this?
read it out loud.
Some stirring words have been written on the note. Although you don't quite understand the purpose of recording.
It's done.
I didn't read what it says.
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of absolute truth. Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And this device has always supported you during times of need. After all that time, what do you think you'd become?
A fool? A machine?
A slave to orders. Those who understand the rules.
Why is he
can delineate
directly
boundaries
staring
and
into the
identify gray
camera,
areas.
dude? Why are you looking into my soul?
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Rebot guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into Sumeru City.
Oh, my dad is calling me. Wait a sec. Okay, let us continue.
Wait, how can we work with the guards?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big group.
I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guards. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. Everyone's life is equally important.
Okay, you have a deal.
Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Rebot.
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. Just let us know what you need.
But, wait. Wasn't Sino exiled? And I thought this is a common knowledge, and so why would they listen to Sino? I feel like that makes no sense, but okay.
But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting? Depending on the scale of this operation, we may need to report it to our superiors.
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain El Akmar in Port Ormos.
You look so commanding when you're working.
Because this is work.
You're much more friendly to us.
Because I trust you.
Oh.
What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Academia and are no longer their General Mahamatra? Even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might, right?
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
Oh, okay. Thank you for answering my question, Elhatem.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matras still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound to attract a lot of unwanted attention. No matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's departure.
General Mahamatra, We were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Grand Deshret Desert District. My name is Luxembarbo.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working with me. The construct next to her is for her work.
Beep! Construct, beep!
Did you see what Paimon did with her eyes?
Is this the latest technology from the Academia?
Yes, this is emergency food. That's what we call it. Nice to meet you too.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district. We will carry out the operation there.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
Everyone's so respectful towards us.
I wouldn't say they're respectful, I would say that they fear us. Yeah, it does feel pretty good.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia.
Yeah.
And now, we're going to strike back against that massive pillar of power.
Look! Over there! Our helpers have arrived already! Let's hurry over!
Wait a moment.
Ah! Oh, it's you!
You're my assistant, remember?
Yes, I remember.
Being my assistant, you must stay with me. Now let's head over there.
Okay, so demanding.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
Remember, we must capture them alive. They are our only leads for the case. If they die, we will be unable to continue the investigation.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching from the west!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome. What do you want? Judging from those shiny weapons in your hands, it seems like you're not interested in a deal.
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smuggling and illicit sales. If you value your life, I advise you to surrender.
Brothers! For that slight, let's wash our blades with their blood. Let's show them we Eremites are not to be messed with.
Oh!
It's over.
Ah! Restrain them and take them back to Caravan Rebot. Count their numbers and send them to the Academia as instructed by the General Mahamatra. Mahamatra Sino, I will now take my leave. If you need further assistance, please come to Caravan Rebot and ask for me.
Understood. You are dismissed.
This part of the plan went real.
Yes.
You're the reason why everything went so well.
I mean, I think that Rahman was giving a performance of his life too, you know?
I believe Dia should already be waiting for you. Go join up with her. She will need you to introduce her to Tainari.
Dia! We're here!
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come rolling in late. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, downed 7 drinks, and even did some clothes shopping.
What? Are we really that late?
Sorry.
Sorry, the situation was a bit tricky.
I just like seeing that serious look on your face. All right, I'll stop. Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. We need to make sure he won't get in our way when we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis Di and ask for Forest Watcher Tainari. We'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel on the Doctor. I'll follow you as a bodyguard.
Whoa, I didn't expect you to become my bodyguard.
You should be honored. I don't offer my services to just anyone, you know.
I am very honored, Dia.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do anything for Mora.
That's certainly true. I guess I can apply a discount.
Thanks.
How much more do you want?
Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say?
Oh, he's so cute. Huh?
I haven't seen you smiling much recently.
That's
If you ask
true, me neither.
Someone like you must look lovely when they smile.
She's totally flirting with us. Also, how do we look like when we smile? Have we ever seen travelers smile? Oh, look at me. Thank you, Dia.
Looking good. Let's go. It's time to pay a visit to Pardis Di.
Tainari!
Ah, Traveler, Paimon. And you are?
Long time no see.
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia. She's an Eremite mercenary.
Nari, we want to ask you about something.
It's something really important. Please help us out.
This place is better. We won't be disturbed by any passerby. Okay, what is this important thing you want to ask me?
Have you ever met the doctor? I want to know where he is.
The doctor, huh? Yes, I know him. Actually, he left Party's DI just a little while ago. He came looking for me.
Can I ask what it was about?
The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with him.
Is he planning to leave Sumeru?
What if he wants to sacrifice Hypatia so that he can, like, bring life to the god he's creating?
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. You're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. Have you been taking care of a scholar by the name of Hypatia?
Your sources are accurate.
I would like to take Hypatia to Snezhnaya. I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that under my care, Hypatia will receive the most advanced and effective treatment.
I don't know about that.
I will personally supervise her treatment and see to her recovery. Would that be agreeable to you?
Your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass.
Oh.
I would never refer a patient to someone like him.
Do you think he'll just give up on her?
I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits and was really surprised to see him just give up on the topic.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Paimon can't help but feel like he's hinting at something unpleasant.
I can't believe he actually is leaving Sumeru. Me neither.
I can barely believe it myself.
Nah. There is something fishy here.
To be perfectly honest, all of this may have started because of me.
What do you mean?
Recently, my master wrote several letters to me, asking me to return to the academia and assist him with his research. But some details have been omitted. My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. 1 dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and 3 dots stand for a rainy day. This has been a habit of his for many years, but I didn't find any dots in his recent letters. I believe something may have happened to him.
Well, that's a little convenient that he just always happened to make dots on weather. Like, are you serious? That's like, okay, this one I can't pass you, game. This is too convenient for the plot purposes.
The academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is, but your master might be involved with it.
I see. So you noticed something was up with the academia from the very beginning. Now let's go hunt down this Harbinger. Oh, by the way, which way did the doctor go when he left Pardis DI?
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way.
See you later. It's a little bit boring right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Look! Fatui soldiers! Thanks to Dia's tracking skills, seems we found the right place.
Shh! Don't draw their attention.
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harbinger.
How come they don't see
You must
me?
be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide so we can observe him.
Oh my god, are you serious? So will he be able to see me if I'm here? Is that enough? No? Where do I have to go then? Do I literally have to go like on the boat? That's not close enough? Are you serious? I have to go there, not here? Why did I go here then? So I was literally on the boat and that was not close enough.
This place will do. We can hide here while we keep an eye on the boat.
So the doctor didn't lie about leaving Sumeru, but could it really be that simple? Are we sure he's not planning something?
Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
He saw us.
He's waving to us. I would wave back at him, you know? Like, I mean, if my enemy sees me spying on him, he waves at me, then I'm just gonna wave at him back, like...
Is he the only person on the boat? Where are all the soldiers we saw in the port just now?
Wait a sec. Are we in a dream?
So this was a trap.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Uh-oh.
They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back to Party's DI.
I just remembered. Hypatia once connected her consciousness to the balladeer. I mean, I thought that's obviously the reason why he is after Hypatia.
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see. If I were the Fatui, I would also try to take her away.
Are you saying they're going to kill her?
But Tinari is on the spot in that place. Like, has he not noticed that there's something wrong?
Party's DI is not a place you
That's what I'm
Fatui can
talking
just
about.
show up and do as you please. It is still my duty to protect the peace and safety of the scholars who have contributed so much to Sumeru.
Yeah, you go, Tinari.
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia. Not on my watch.
Tinari, are you alright?
Why is my Kokomi almost
These
dead?
Fatui have really crossed the
What
line.
happened to her?
We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon, please go to Hypatia. We need to make sure they don't try to sneak around and attack from behind.
They probably already did, actually.
Hypatia's still here. Doesn't look like anyone's broken in.
She's just sleeping.
Oh, that's good.
Oh?
So, you think this is over?
Yay! That voice. The balladeer?
What? The balladeer is here?
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
Paimon can't see him. So, is he a spirit? A ghost? Wait, is it because I made a physical contact with Hypatia? Is the balladeer in her consciousness?
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw you the first time you came to Party's DI and made contact with Hypatia.
What did you do with Hypatia?
I didn't need to do anything. It is her honor to be able to connect her consciousness with me. I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed your touch.
But why?
I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand. Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god into a divine battle against me?
The Academia acted even faster than we thought.
Scholars consider the god of wisdom to be the sum total of their faith. It's how they can justify reverence for a god as they construct it. But this also shows that humanity's worship of gods is a combination of blasphemy and exaltation. It's truly laughable.
If you can hear my thoughts, I want to ask you a question.
Yes. What is it?
I never noticed he wears something like this on his back. Has he always had it, or is it like a new thing? You're acting more friendly than usual. Or am I mistaken?
Yeah, I'm in a good mood. Which is why I'm talking to you like this.
Why is this situation so funny to me? Like, you seem to be in a good mood. Yeah, I am. Like that's why we're chatting over here, you know? Mortal enemies just chatting it up because the bad guy has a good humor for once. But are you really okay with all of this?
What do you mean?
The Academia plans to infuse your consciousness with divine knowledge capsules. This is extremely risky. Even if the Academia theories are correct and you manage to gain the wisdom of a god, you would probably no longer remain yourself. You will become the new greater Lord Rukkhadevata for the Academia. Even if it means losing yourself, would you still want to become a god?
Those words almost make you sound like a friend who actually cares.
But I do care about you.
But you're wrong. I'm different from all of you.
I know you're not like other boys.
I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine. Just think about a sheet of paper. By itself, it holds no meaning. The content recorded on it is what gives it value. All I had recorded down before were some painful memories and boring human feelings. Such senseless drivel should have been erased a long time ago. Indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, Just what has this world done for you to protect it with such zest and conviction?
He wouldn't understand. Because you're not trying to explain it to him.
I'm connected to your consciousness, so I can hear what you're thinking and sense the depth of your determination. This is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. You know nothing about the truth. It'll be for your own good, as well as everyone else's. Humans are a species that can only find bliss in ignorance.
You know what? I kind of agree with the last sentence. If that's truly what you believe, why did you keep your connection with Hypatia? Surely with the power you've come to possess, you can cut her off with just a thought.
Ah, you've seen my affection for her. If you were in my position, I think you'd feel the same way. She peered into my consciousness and saw my past. Someone like that is qualified to become my first follower. All gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become my glory.
Is that so?
You're doubting me again? No matter. Soon, you'll know what kind of authority you're challenging.
If you truly cherish your follower, you should protect her from harm.
Who wants to hurt my devout follower?
The doctor? It seems that the doctor does not wish for her to stay in Sumeru and continue receiving treatment here. Isn't that a little suspicious?
The doctor wants to hurt my first follower?
Doesn't that make you mad?
How very amusing. Has anyone ever told you that you're not good at sowing discord? The doctor has never known his place. Even now, the puny human thinks himself capable of interfering in the business of the new god. You're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy the doctor. But I'm willing to give you a gift, just like my expression of affection towards Hypatia. It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded.
The look on your face. What are you planning?
Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never needed to be reasonable.
Paimon hears thunder!
Thunder? Could it be the balladeer?
Oh, he sure chatted with you for a while.
I mean, honestly, like, I'm also surprised. He really did chatted with us for the longest. Like, this is the longest conversation we've had with this one character since the beginning of this game. I didn't expect that either. Yeah. He's become milder, but somehow even more deranged. It can't be. Is the balladeer using the gnosis to change the weather?
That means anyone outside is in danger! Let's go! Tighnari and Dia still must be fighting!
Tighnari and Dia are over there.
Hey! What happened to you?
Oh my god, was he struck by lightning?
He's hurt.
I'm fine.
You are literally... You're literally
move.
sparkling.
I've seen eremites get struck by lightning before. You need to rest.
With that, all the Fatui soldiers were forced to retreat.
I'm so sorry, your wound.
It's all right.
It's not alright, you've been struck by lightning, dude.
My wound aside, you look like you've seen something unpleasant. Is Hypatia all right?
She's okay for now, but I want to tell you something.
Just in case. Let's go to Hypatia's place and talk about things there.
You should lay down somewhere where it's not raining or storming or anything connected to that.
Thank goodness she's fine. The wound is not fatal. I'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Sorry, traveler. Now you may start. The Academia's God creation plan. How ridiculous.
That sounds, ambitious, I guess? Anyway, this is all way beyond me.
Oh, that sounds ambitious, I guess. I think the balladeer is the reason why the doctor is targeting Hypatia. Her consciousness connected to the balladeer, and she has seen his past.
Maybe the Fatui want to cover up some secret of the balladeer. Is that why they tried to seize Hypatia? We've successfully completed this stage of the plan. The doctor is out of the picture now.
I'm also happy for you.
Yeah, I can see that happy face. Yes, please get some rest.
Yeah.
Traveler, it's about time we rendezvous with the others at the Grand Bazaar.
All right, everyone is here.
How did everything go? Any luck with your missions?
Let's report back one by one. I'll start first. We've made the necessary modifications to the Akasha terminal. In addition, the props required are also ready.
I'll go next. The Traveler and I went to Party's DI. The situation was a bit complicated, but we found Tainari. Unfortunately, he was wounded during a fight. After some back and forth, we confirmed that the doctor has left Sumeru by boat. He has something urgent to attend to back in Snezhnaya, so we've successfully removed the doctor from the picture.
Everything also went smoothly on my side. The Eremites should have arrived at their destination by now.
Is that everything? Okay, this meeting is adjourned.
Shouldn't you end with some words of encouragement? You know, to fire us up now?
Al-Haytham is not that type of guy, you know?
Personally, I'd rather we all go home and get some rest.
He's such a mood. I just want to go home and sleep, dudes. It's been a long day.
Oh, and if you wanted someone to say something to that effect, then I must reiterate that I'm here to strategize and not to lead.
Oh yeah, because like it kind of looks like everyone wants Al-Haytham to be the leader.
So you should find someone more suitable to do that.
But I thought all of you academia big shots were great speakers.
Then I should remind you that I'm the scribe.
What a sass man.
Well, Sino doesn't seem to be much of a talker either. I guess that leaves it to my employer.
So we are the leaders.
Employer?
Yep, the Traveler hired me.
No, don't reveal what the payment is. She asked for a smile as her payment.
That's right.
Yeah, say something to boost morale.
Let me think.
What are you all doing here?
Is that Nilu?
Oh,
It is.
Hey everyone. I'm not disturbing you, am I? Judging from the group and all your serious faces, you were discussing something important, weren't you? But you also look like you're up to no good. Seems pretty interesting.
Welcome, Nilu. Would you like to join us?
I must admit that I'm a little scared, but I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali. I'll get my friends at the Grand Bazaar to help us tomorrow.
Now, can we finally conclude this meeting?
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to save a god.
So, have you thought up what you'd like to say, boss?
It's hard to believe everything that has happened till now, and our actions will bring chance to many things tomorrow. So, just get a good night's sleep, everyone. Standing ovations, the greatest speech of all time. People, we're going on a important battle today. So sleep tight, everybody. Good night.
Well said.
Thankfully, I've had my place to myself recently. It's been nice and quiet.
Can I join you?
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Hello, you two. Do you need me to go over the game plan again?
Yes, just in case.
Our target is Grand Sage Azar's office. Everyone in the Academia knows that's where the Grand Sage's console is. Only they can operate it. Many restricted commands and operations are executed via that console. I'm sure that console has a way to free Lesser Lord Kusanali.
How are we gonna get to the Grand Sage's office?
Don't forget, today is Nyagarbaha Day, arguably the most important day to the Academia. The sages and core Academia personnel are busy loading the latest batch of research developments and legal decrees into knowledge capsules so that they can be entered into the Akasha. It's the perfect time for an infiltration. When the Grand Sage leaves his office to supervise the entering process, that's our cue to access the console and free the Dendro Archon. Let's go.
So are we just gonna walk in through the front door, or...?
I mean, that's a good question to ask.
Yes.
Yes?
Were you expecting a stealthier approach?
What? Enter the Academia together with Al-Haytham.
Please, wait. Are you Scribe Al-Haytham?
That's me. Is something the matter? I'm in a hurry.
No. I was just surprised to see you here. I had heard that the sages were looking for you not long ago, but I didn't know what for. And, also, please don't bring outside guests into the academia.
Outside guests? How did you arrive at such a conclusion? Your groundless inference shames the Haravatat Darshan.
Oh my god, he's so savage.
What did you say? Don't look down on me!
That wasn't my intention. As your Haravatat senior, I just assumed that you possessed a greater aptitude for critical thinking. Look, based on what you already know, the purpose of my return and the reason they're here should be obvious.
Is that so? Wait a moment. Let me think. Don't tell me the answer.
You know, Alhaitham is so smart. He's like 3 steps ahead of everyone.
The sages search for you. A blonde-haired traveler. Outside guests. So, from the start, the sages weren't looking for you, but this traveler? And you were gone from the academia for so long because...
Hey, shh. Yes, you've proven yourself as the top student in Haravatat. I surmise you've arrived at the correct conclusion.
As I expected. Please, forgive me. I wasn't thinking clearly just now. Thank you for getting me back on track.
It's nothing. We'll be on our way then.
All right.
What was that conversation?
What the heck just happened now? What did he just guess?
I'm afraid I don't know either.
He's so unintentionally funny that like I don't know how to like wrap my head around Alhaitham. Like every single time he has a dialogue, I don't know what to expect and I freaking love it.
Let's go.
I want to get to the boss fight already. But I feel like we still have a long way to go.
What's this platform for?
It's a lift that academia personnel use to access higher floors.
You think the Grand Sage will exit from there?
If we can confirm Azar's current location, our operation will be much safer if we...
Allow me to offer you a hint. If you wish to know his location, look behind you.
Busted.
Do not tell me you believed the academia would not grow suspicious of you after such a prolonged absence, scribe. An eyewitness had informed me of your whereabouts, so I came to personally welcome you.
Great Sage. I didn't expect you to care so much about me. I'm truly flattered.
He's so sarcastic. I love it. Let's talk.
Excellent. You clearly understand the situation at hand. Please, follow me to my office. Today is Niagarbaha Day, so I still have many responsibilities to attend to. There is little time for idle chit-chat before I detain you all.
The Fatui are not to be trusted.
If that is so, then you should be praising our great work, rather than using your trivial misgivings in a futile attempt to sway me. Creating a god. Yes, we are using human wisdom to create a god. Even Irminsul will be freed from its plight. For our nation of scholars, this is the ultimate aspiration.
You say it's pinnacle of human wisdom, but in the end, you're still relying on a god.
You will never understand the rapture of having a god be born within your very hands.
What about Lesser Lord Kusanali? It's not like Sumeru didn't already have a god on its own.
Gods exist on a plane that far eclipses humanity's. Lesser Lord Kusanali, what can she even do?
Just admit it, you want a god that you can control.
Care for the people? Fend off sandstorms? Fabricate silly fairy tales? These are but child's play for the academia. The ascension of the Lesser Lord has brought nothing but bewilderment to the scholars. They all ask, is that truly what true wisdom is supposed to look like? With that in mind, it is better to keep her isolated in the sanctuary of Suristhana, so our academy will not become embroiled in turmoil.
As per your judgment, Grand Sage, they are indeed dangerous individuals. Not only are they acting against the academia, but their ideologies have the potential to lead scholars astray. Looks like there really was merit in my assignment.
Alhaitham? Are you talking about us?
Shh, Paimon, this is part of the plan.
I've brought them to the academia as ordered, but it took some time and trouble. Oh, that reminds me. Here's the investigation report you had requested. It's a summary of my time spent with the Traveler. An array of information about her ready for your perusal.
Yeah, I don't think he's the bad guy. There's definitely some sneaky McGee.
You're still on the academia side!
No, he's not. Stop it.
We finally started to trust you.
Stop it. I'll hate them. You...
Excellent. Detailed contents with no errors. I would expect nothing less than an immaculate report from the scribe. As it is Niagarba Day, I'll enter the information on you into the Akasha. Surely you know what that means. With the Akasha's calculation prowess, all of your actions will be predicted with an accuracy of at least 98%. Furthermore, your data will be updated in real time whenever new information presents itself. Wherever you go, you will be walking under an invisible leash. This is Sumeru's greatest penalty for dishonest person. Locking you down will greatly decrease the chance of any undesirable outcomes coming to pass.
You're despicable.
Despicable? Perhaps from your perspective, but I suppose you had mentally prepared yourselves for this, no?
What do you mean?
Your ploy was to sacrifice the traveler here, was it not?
Lord Azar, I know what you're trying to say, but I've been following your plan this entire time. Why are you doubting me at this juncture?
Must I delineate your entire plan? Very well. I will spell things out. First off, I received an eyewitness report that you were spotted with the traveler at Caravan Ribat. However, you immediately departed for the desert and escaped surveillance range. Judging by the time, you all likely encountered the truant General Mahamatra in the desert. Am I correct? With their instigation, what was the probability that you would betray the academia? Rationally speaking, 50%? 70%? What do you think?
Regardless, that's only a guess. The facts are that I've brought the Traveler right before you, and I gave you my report.
Indeed, your boldness deserves praise. You have a contingency plan to save Lesser Lord Kusanali and ruin our great work. Sneak into the Academia on Niagarba Day, using Alhaitham's status as the scribe. For there is a good chance that an opportunity to save the Lesser Lord will arise. Should your intentions be discovered, Alhaitham will turn traitor and sacrifice the traveler, thus proving his innocence. He can then stay inside the Academia and continue searching for a way to proceed forward. I suppose this is also a part of your plan?
Man, he figured us all out. But I think that Alhaitham, I told you, this guy is 1 step ahead of us. Alhaitham is 3 steps ahead of us. So I know that Alhaitham has something up his sleeve.
You'll see me as a traitor regardless of what I say, no?
Under the current circumstances, even that is trivial compared to what we stand to gain from our great work.
You said that I betrayed the Academia, but you, Azar, you've betrayed all of Sumeru. Betrayed its archon.
So flight is turned to fight at long last. Guards!
Oh? Wait, what?
Well, what do we have here? So you stole that divine knowledge capsule?
Traitor! You traitor!
Even the most rational scholar will yearn for the power of a god in a moment of desperation. Aren't you doing the exact same thing as me, Alhaitham? Unfortunately for you, no god will lend you their power.
Azar!
He has gone completely insane. Take him to the Matra and exile him to Aru village. Then find someone to take these two to the confinement room. I'll deal with them later.
Grand Sage, we've finished all required preparations for Niagarba Day. We may begin to enter the capsules now.
Excellent. You may begin.
told you 3 steps ahead. I don't think the guards can hear us anymore.
How was Paimon acting just now? Great, huh?
Marvelous.
Everything's going according to plan so far. We made it into confinement, and Alhaitham's probably done with his part too.
Let's review what we discussed during our strategy meeting.
Right. Paimon thinks it went something like this.
Apart from that, we still have yet another goal in the first stage of our operation, which is to send the Traveler to the confinement room. She's always been the person the sages are most afraid of, as well as the greatest obstacle to the successful implementation of their plan. They are very aware of the risk she poses to them. Once the Traveler is imprisoned, the sages will likely think that everything is under control, and with their guard down, the next phase of our plan will have a much higher chance of success. That isn't the only reason, of course. She has a more important task once she's in confinement. According to the Academia scholars in Ramon's custody, Lesser Lord Kusanali has sealed off her consciousness in the Akasha ever since she was captured by the Doctor. That way, they can't pry any more information from her. Even if we break into the sanctuary of Suristhana, it will take time to awaken Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness. We need to do that in advance.
So our job is to wake up Nahida! Okay, totally worth getting thrown in jail for.
The confinement room is inside the Academia, close to the sanctuary of Suristhana. It's a completely enclosed space, and you won't be receiving any visitors. I'll work with Ramon's scholars to make some modifications to your Akasha terminal. Once you're in, get as close as you can to Lesser Lord Kusanali and try to connect to her consciousness.
Oh, no wonder you've been wearing your Akasha terminal today. It's the one that Alhaitham modified. So what now?
We first need to find a place with the best signal in this room, and then we try to connect with Nahida.
Sounds easy enough.
It's faint, but I have a signal.
Please work.
Is this a realm of consciousness? Nahida! I'm here! Ooh. Nahida's not moving. She looks so sad. She really has sealed off her consciousness. I need to think of a way to wake her up. There's a barrier. What is this? It looks like some sort of barrier? Is Nahida using this barrier to isolate her consciousness from the outside world?
Nahida!
Oh! The Traveler spoke!
Hey, Nahida!
Wow. Dang it. She isn't reacting. Seems like she can't sense me. Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
When did it first start?
Oh?
Oh, right. It started from the moment I was born.
She sounds like she's about to cry.
I want to become a worthy archon.
Oh.
So I've kept studying. Kept listening to my people and their hearts. Kept looking for a way to save Irminsul. So I can catch up. Catch up to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But I'm stuck in the sanctuary of Suristhana. The sages are creating a god to replace me. And I'm forced to lock my consciousness in this boundless darkness.
Nahida!
What now? Is there really nothing I can do? But she's right in front of me. I can't just give up like this. I had already left her behind once when the Doctor first appeared. I can't do that again.
Nahida!
It's so quiet here. Now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever actually listened to my own inner voice. Do Archons have them? Should Archons have them? Have I been doing the right thing?
This is heartbreaking.
Am I really not needed? How do I really feel about all of this? It's so quiet here.
Since you're the god of wisdom, you've known the answers to all these questions since the very beginning, haven't you?
Who are you? Whose voice is that? It sounds familiar. You're right, though. I won't ignore my own voice anymore.
We can break in. Nahida!
Nahida?
Did you wake me up? Thank you. Why are you here?
We're here to rescue you. Are you alright?
We have so much dialogue from the traveler.
I'm fine. It's just when I think of everything that's happened to me, I feel really angry now.
You should have been angry ages ago.
Huh? Oh, you're back! How's everything?
We're done here. Nahida is away.
Yep, so that means our next act is Nilu's performance.
Nilu, are you sure about this? You're taking such a great risk for them.
I'm sure, and I'm going. You know that I don't like to pass up any opportunity to dance, and this one is especially important.
I'm Nilu. Okay. Is she gonna like dance at the academia? Really?
All right, time to hit the stage.
I've never seen a performance like this. This is incredible.
Yeah, but I heard that public performances like these have been banned. I can't believe she's doing this here.
Grand Sage, there's some commotion outside.
How uninteresting. Issue the new Prohibition Act from the Akasha to the guards. They'll know what to do.
Do you think we should, like, stop her?
Let's just watch for a little bit longer.
Sounds like a lot of guards just ran by. Does this mean the plan has moved on to the next stage? Come to think of it, when did Alhaitham replace the knowledge capsule that was about to be entered into the Akasha?
When he pretended that he had been corrupted. Do you remember when he rushed towards the Grand Sage?
Oh, so that's when he did it! Paimon was too nervous to notice. Let's review our plan for this stage again. It's not like we have anything else to do right now anyway, and it'll help us feel more confident. Paimon remembers that Nilu's task was supposed to go a bit like this.
Now that Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness has been forcefully sealed, the core figures of the academia and their guards have started to wear their Akasha terminals again. With the Doctor's technological support, they think they have nothing to fear. But this is also our chance. I was originally asked to draft the knowledge capsule for the Artistic Performances Prohibition Act when I was still at the academia. It should be on the Grand Sage's desk right now, and will be entered into the Akasha during the next Nyargarbaha Day. I'll make an identical knowledge capsule, but this time, I'll smuggle some misleading information into it. We only need to find an opportunity to switch the capsules.
Even if we manage to get the misleading info out to the guards, how can we be sure that they'll believe it?
People who are used to relying on the Akasha become less inquisitive, and their ability to distinguish truth from misinformation is significantly reduced. They will view everything the Akasha releases to them as the unequivocal truth.
The Akasha will turn humans into machines.
After the guards in the Academia are gone,
Then it'll be time for me and my stowaway brothers to shine. Here they come. Did you see that, Raman? They came out from the Academia in droves.
The trap has been set. All we need to do is lead them there.
All right, let's each take a road and herd those scattered guards back into one place. Make sure to attract their attention. Isak will be the key.
Poor Isak.
Hey, do you remember what you need to do, Isak? When the guards get here, you'll pretend to be Lesser Lord Kusanali and run away from them.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Of course I do.
They even bleach his eyebrows.
You only need to think about getting the guards' attention and leading them to the Grand Bazaar. Leave the rest to us.
Okay, got it. I'm here to pay back Lesser Lord Kusanali for helping Grandpa.
There seems to be nothing here.
A little head in the back.
Just to be...
Wait, this is kind of fun. I like it.
Good thing they didn't find me.
Hey! Lesser Lord Kusanali's over there! Stop!
What? Lesser Lord Kusanali? How did I not see anything just now?
Oh no, they found me. Where should I go?
Target suspected to be Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped into the Grand Bazaar.
Oh yeah, I think we were supposed to go to Bazaar, right? Because they set up a trap over there. I don't remember.
Where did she go? How did she disappear? Did we lose her? Hurry up and find her!
Hey, why is your team here? Didn't we say to split up our search?
Hurry! Hurry! This place is... Why are you all here?
Everybody's here. What on earth is going on? I suppose that's all of you?
Who are you? Did you set us up? So you're not actually Lesser Lord Kusanali. Who exactly are you all? Eremites from the desert?
Just some colleagues. Think of this as a business competition or a personal grudge.
Oh.
An ambush? How's that possible?
Brace yourselves!
Hell yeah. Oh, we're not gonna see them fighting? It's fun. I kind of like this quest. It's different than most of them. We're actually seeing things from different perspectives for once.
This is odd. The Academia has quieted down after the conclusion of the Nyagarbha Day ceremonies, but it's much quieter than usual. Where are the guards? Why have I not seen a single one?
Guards? Guards!
Grand Sage, how may I be of assistance? Right now, all Academia guards have entered the city to perform the ordered arrest. I thought you knew.
Arrest? Who is there to arrest? I have an ominous feeling.
Arrest Lesser Lord Kusanali, right? Is that not what the order was?
Lesser Lord Kusanali? You mean she has disappeared?
Yes. I wouldn't dare make up something like that. Right now, everyone is in a panic.
What happened? Just what is going on? Lesser Lord Kusanali somehow escaped? Was it Alhaitham and his party that freed her? That's impossible. The Academia is heavily guarded today, and any order to release Lesser Lord Kusanali would be strictly confidential. Besides, Alhaitham and the Traveler are already in our hands. How was the arrest order distributed to the guards?
How do you think it was?
It was issued by the Akasha earlier today.
Let me check. The Akasha indeed contains this information, and it clearly appeared in my mind. How did they bypass my permissions to issue this kind of message? Was it the report about the Traveler that Alhaitham submitted? No. I specifically checked that knowledge capsule before entering it into the Akasha. Could that have been a red herring? The important thing now is to confirm Lesser Lord Kusanali's status. Have you been to the sanctuary of Suristhana to confirm that Lesser Lord Kusanali has indeed escaped?
Well, no, because, like, they assume that everything that the Akasha says is true.
Confirm? No, I haven't.
See, like, these people are so, like, blind, fully unaware of anything that's going on. They don't even think to check anything.
It may be a bit offensive to say this, but Grand Sage, what you're saying doesn't make any sense.
Are you trying to use my words against me?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
No, Grand Sage.
I'll go to the sanctuary of Suristhana on my own.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the sanctuary of Suristhana, as long as I personally confirm it. Ah! Impossible. That's impossible. There must be something wrong with my eyes.
And she's still here? Where's she gone? Oh.
What a comical sight, Azar.
Oh.
Once the Akasha has put certain thoughts into your head, even the Grand Sage can no longer see what's right in front of him. You disregarded Lesser Lord Kusanali's existence. She has been a wise and worthy archon.
Sino, have you been waiting for a chance like this?
Probably.
The Akasha predicted that you would return to the Academia to confront me.
Under your own regulations, even Academia staff are forbidden to come here. No one will come to save you.
That's so badass to say that.
As for the investigation, I've at least confirmed that you are guilty of insurgency against the Archon. A serious crime.
So what? Did you do all of this so I would plead guilty in front of you, General Mahamatra?
No. I want you to plead guilty in front of the Archon herself.
Wow.
You once said that I had no standing to judge you. So now, how about judgment in the name of a god?
Oh.
How long do we have to wait?
Ooh, we're free. Who came? Alhaitham? No, Dihya.
Here comes your savior.
Thank you.
The guards that stormed out of the Academia are all taken care of. The Corps of 30 is in charge of the city's defenses, but we already talked to Asfand. They've been fed up with the sages bossing them around. As long as it doesn't break their employment contracts, they'll turn a blind eye.
So, how's Sino doing?
The Grand Sage is in his custody. Even I know how terrible it is to fall into Sino's hands, so he probably does too. So, hurry to the sanctuary of Suristhana. Assuming nothing weird happened, we should have already rescued our Archon.
Yes. That all sounds amazing. We managed to rescue her.
All right, you two better go. I still have to clean up some messes in the city.
Mam nadzieję, że wreszcie już to skończymy. Chociaż czuję, że nie.
Should I say it's nice to meet you?
What? You don't remember me?
This is the first time we've met in real life.
Oh, really?
Before, we've only met in dreams.
Really?
Consciousness, or when I was in someone else's body.
Oh. Well, we finally get to meet in person then, Nahida.
Thank you so much for coming to rescue me. But I also need to apologize.
For what?
During this time, I did some self-reflection. My sense of inferiority and yielding to the Academia led to all of this, and created so much trouble for you all.
Please, don't worry about it. You've also helped us a lot.
Exactly! We're here because you're a good Archon and one of our friends!
Yeah, finally we can say that we're actually like friends with an Archon, not like that, not like every other Archon we've met.
Thanks, you two. This is really embarrassing. You all just rescued an Archon, and now she needs your help to save her country, and even the entire world.
Oh, this is not embarrassing. We've done it before.
For all the things the Academia did to me, and for all the folly it committed in the name of wisdom, as their Archon, I will make them pay. To be a better Archon, I first need to better myself. I wonder how far along the Academia is with their God creation plan.
I would say it's pretty far.
We need to hurry and prevent the birth of that false god.
Child, I can't.
I need to remove the restrictions that the doctor put on me in the Akasha. After that, I'll make some adjustments and revoke the sage's permissions. The Akasha will then be like how it originally was, only operable by the Archon. After all, the Academia betrayed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's trust. Although it's my first time working with the Akasha like this, its internal structure and operation procedures are easy for me to understand. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's design is truly brilliant. Oh, also, this is for you.
Oh, what is this?
Huh? What's this little floaty thingy?
Asked a little floaty thingy.
It's a small device I put together just now. You can think of it as an upgraded Akasha terminal. Even though I'm the archon and in control of myself again, I'm not very good at fighting. If we get into a situation where combat is our only option, I'll have to count on you, and I'll do my best to provide support.
Don't worry, fighting is my forte.
I'm glad I can rely on you. I've located where the false god is. Time is of the essence, so let's get to it.
Okay, are we gonna finally do the boss fight? Are we?
What is this place?
The sages wanted to realize their god creation plan without being discovered. The safest and most convenient way would be to build within the academia itself. The Fatui under the Doctor sure didn't hold back. They provided a lot of technological support. So, this Fatui that they're trying to turn into a god is called the Balladeer? We had previously come into contact with his consciousness. He harbors particularly strong obsessions. One is the desire for a gnosis, since he was created to be the vessel for one. The other obsession is probably related to his past. I can't quite explain it.
Paimon knows that he was a prototype puppet for the Raiden Shogun before he became a Fatui Harbinger.
It sounds like you know the Balladeer quite well.
We've had a few encounters, but none of them were pleasant. I mean, they were pleasant for me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I see. Tell me more about him and what he's like. The more we know now, the better we can plan for and react to any future situation. Ah, I see. How fascinating. Alright, time to go. Let's get through here and meet him in person.
What am I doing? Ah, I think this is it? Oh, my god. Oh, no, no! I'm on the edge, I can't. Okay, we're gonna stay like this because I'm scared I'm gonna fall. Ooh, what's this? An elevator of some sort? I think.
Looking at its operational status, we must prepare for the worst. The god they wanted to create is likely close to completion or already completed. Okay, let's continue on. I can sense his aura from here.
Who would have thought the world would be so eager for my birth? I remember you, Booer, the god of wisdom, and standing beside you, the traveler.
Is he all-knowing and powerful now like Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
No, I can't feel the same kind of divinity I felt from the Greater Lord. It seems that the sages didn't get the chance to infuse the divine knowledge capsules into him. But even still, he has undoubtedly become a true god now.
So we're too late? The Balladeer has already become a god?
The Balladeer. A long bygone title. When my spirit ascended to divinity, I felt as if I had existed for the same number of epochs as heaven and earth. Looking back, the existence of what once called itself Kunikazushi appears infinitely small and ugly.
Jesus, that's so awesome. I can't.
It really feels like the gods.
A body that capitalizes on the Balladeer's original construction as a mechanical puppet, with the Gnosis serving as a constant power supply. How much effort and resources did the sages put into this? From a purely technological perspective, it's a commendable achievement indeed.
So he's still the same old balladeer on the inside. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. I think that's a good thing.
Strife is engraved upon every god and every gnosis brought forth into this world. Can you feel it? The exhilaration of such power, and the thrill of anticipation for our contention.
Nahida wouldn't feel the same things as you!
Do you not realize that you are interrupting a conversation between gods?
The strife engraved upon a gnosis. You're talking about the Archon War. Tevat's current peace was not easily won. I didn't personally participate in the Archon War, but the way I see it, all those losses were meaningless, driven by the demands of the laws. There's no point in bringing it up again.
Is that so? Yet I am deeply disappointed that I was never allowed the fortuity to personally participate in the Archon War. This is a first. Encountering a god in this world who does not crave power. No wonder your own people have abandoned you, God of Wisdom.
Nahida's followers will only continue to increase in number.
Your judgment is as your existence. Unsubstantial. This is where everything ends, Booer, the God of Wisdom. You should know that wisdom cannot solve every problem. Like now, where your only option is to face me in combat. Come, let us reenact a scene of the Archon War. Come and inaugurate my birth as a god.
Oh? Oh? Defeat the everlasting... I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I don't even know where I'm supposed to shoot. I don't think I should. I should nothing. Okay, I'm doing damage, but I don't... Me not understand, okay? Wow. Oh right, there is a second phase. I forgot. I want to see like how enormous this is gonna be. Huge. Oh my god, I'm so tiny. Okay. Wait, I'm not getting rid of his shield like at all. Am I even doing something? Like literally anything? I don't think so. I think I'm doing something wrong. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong, you know? Did I waste my burst? What am I... I don't see anything. Am I supposed to see something? Okay. Honestly, the Traveler with her dull blade is like... Oh! Nahida?
This is supposed to be a battle between gods, yet you choose to hide behind a mortal. And now, you're acting like you'd sacrifice yourself for a human. Are you having fun proving a false sense of heroism to yourself, Booer?
The data collection is almost complete.
What?
Do you even know how many times you've tried to take my gnosis from me?
What?
We just concluded the 168th loop. Did you know that in the effort to create you, the people of Sumeru were forced to live through the exact same number of Sabzerus festivals and samsara cycles?
The power of dreams. When did you use it on me? You can't even defeat me in a dream. What do you hope to achieve with this little trick?
Come, traveler. Just like before. Allow me to awaken the memories in your dreams.
All that battle experience!
It's more than that. Compile everyone's wisdom in the name of the archon. That is the original function of the Akasha. I've sent everything that happened just now to the people of Sumeru in the form of knowledge. I've asked them to help you find a way to defeat the false god.
Wait, this is awesome.
Now, all of Sumeru's wisdom is at your disposal.
Meaningless tricks won't save you.
Wow, that was so badass.
Are you done with your tricks? Can I finally take this as a real battle between gods?
I'll leave this to you, the first sage of Booer.
Wait, so is the traveler the god now? Is that how I'm supposed to? Is that how I'm supposed to understand that? Oh wait, I should probably do this and then do this. Oh,
Good riddance, cruel world.
wow. Destroy the Nirvana and Gen? I wish I could understand what is happening because I really don't. Since what?
Your new god awakens.
What?
Now, your eyes have been opened.
So like I have to die? I don't like that. I will always have to have like one character that I can sacrifice, I guess. It's too bad that I'm not the one that's actually defeating him, but it's rather the thingy, but it's okay. But I didn't do anything. I was just clicking random things. I still have no idea how this boss works at all. I would need to do it a couple of times, I think, to understand. It's still, I think, the best designed boss we have had.
Humans. Filthy humans. No! Wait! Please! Anything but the gnosis! That's mine! Don't even try! I'll never go back!
We haven't yet found the answer to the most important mystery. Irminsul is still waiting to be saved. With the power of another Gnosis, we may now finally understand the last memory of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But does that mean there's gonna be one more chapter? I thought this is gonna be the last one in this Archon quest.
This is... That's right. This is the last memory of my predecessor.
But what about Skara? Like, he was so heartbroken. I mean, I can't say that I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, like, I kind of understand, you know? Like, everything you've been working for that gave you kind of like purpose in life is suddenly gone.
This sure seems very different from what Paimon imagined. Shouldn't Irminsul be in this realm of consciousness?
Yes, that is our destination. But I didn't expect the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata to be as polluted as this.
Polluted? Surely not. It must be due to the forbidden knowledge.
Forbidden knowledge? It seems you know about a concept that even I don't completely understand. Could you tell me what you know? Forbidden knowledge once polluted the desert thousands of years ago, but was successfully repelled thanks to King Deshret's self-sacrifice, and Greater Lord Rukkhadevata nearly exhausting her power. Then, a second instance of forbidden knowledge pollution occurred during the Conria Cataclysm 500 years ago. But I'm afraid it is much more serious this time, with Irminsul itself already in danger.
Does that mean, in order to save us, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
Yes. It's very possible that she sacrificed her life in the fight against forbidden knowledge.
Again, I thought it was obvious.
She didn't completely eradicate forbidden knowledge, but if it weren't for her actions, the pollution would have been far more rampant over these past 500 years. The way that everyone, including me, has forgotten everything about forbidden knowledge may very well be due to her restoration of Irminsul.
What's happening?
Do you feel sad?
Oh, I saw she's like whimpering from like pain or something.
I'm just...
Oh, she is. Okay, never mind.
The pollution of her consciousness here is severe. There is madness, chaos, and pain all around us. She even used her last remnant of lucid consciousness to leave a clue for us to follow.
By clue, you mean the words, "World, forget me."
Yes. Her words were distorted by forbidden knowledge, so that's all we could hear. We can cross the polluted consciousness until we found the right path to meet with her lucid consciousness. We'll be arriving at our destination soon. We should be able to meet Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Are you saying you've never met Greater Lord Rukkhadevata before?
No. It seems that my birth and her death took place at the same time.
You know, I still think that Nahida is the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, you know?
I think she would have given me a little more guidance, and I could have done a better job.
So, is this the place you were talking about? The base of Irminsul?
Well, this is the place.
Yes, it's the same place from my memories.
But the one standing over there is...
Is that... me? She looks exactly like me.
Gee, I wonder why.
Are you Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
Yes, that's me. Are you surprised by my appearance?
But why do you sound like the Traveler? I'm like almost sure that this is the same actress that plays Lumine. I can't believe my eyes. The two of you look almost exactly the same. No, you do look exactly the same, not
Irminsul and
almost.
the surrounding lands have been reproduced here as they were years ago. But this is just a realm of consciousness. We are manifestations of the same nature. Hence why we would appear exactly the same.
We're of the same nature? Why?
Because you are me, and I am you. You are me in the new samsara.
The new samsara?
As Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, I'm the avatar of Irminsul.
She's the avatar.
And you are the purest branch snapped from Irminsul.
So does that make Skara Zuko?
Even if a tree dies, its branches will eventually take root and grow, continuing the tree's life in another form. I'm merely the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The real me has presumably died a long time ago.
If this is true, then am I going to be a great archon like you someday?
Though we share the same nature, our fates are bound to be different. All things have their own fate. It's also precisely why you won't become like me.
Really?
But perhaps you may become an even greater archon than I. I already see a determination in you that I didn't possess in my time. And the future that it leads you to will be yours alone, along with the blessings from your past experiences.
I have faith in Nahida too. She will definitely become a great archon.
Could you tell me why you wanted to create me? And what exactly happened when you died?
Everything that day, even the sky itself, changed into a color like this.
I knew it, the Conria's cataclysm.
At that time, the seven were all summoned to the nation of Conria. Except for me. I had a more important task to attend to.
What was that? Task that was like more important than the hundreds of people dying.
I had to protect Irminsul.
Okay.
The disaster occurred together with the pollution of forbidden knowledge. At that very moment, with my consciousness connected to Irminsul, I sensed something was wrong. The pain started to torment my mind.
So what exactly is forbidden knowledge?
It's a kind of knowledge that doesn't belong to this world, and a form of truth that can't be understood. It came from the very bottom of the abyss. Even I could never understand it. If we allow forbidden knowledge to pollute Irminsul, I'm afraid the entirety of Tevat could fall apart. I knew I couldn't repel the forbidden knowledge with my strength alone, which is why I created a device that compiled human wisdom and named it the Akasha. Thanks to the wisdom of the people of Sumeru, almost all the forbidden knowledge was cleared from Irminsul. But things didn't go as smoothly as I thought. From the very beginning, my existence had been polluted by the forbidden knowledge.
Oh no! How could that happen?
I've experienced that pain in your consciousness. It must have been a horrible experience.
Even if I died, my existence and everything related to me would continue to exist in Irminsul as memories and knowledge, meaning that the forbidden knowledge couldn't ever be permanently eradicated. And there's no way for me to eliminate myself. It would be a sort of paradox. So, I took the purest branch of Irminsul as my incarnation in the next samsara, and left a trail of clues, all in hopes that you would come here and remove me and my pollution from Irminsul forever.
What? She created her so that she can kill her? You've gotta be kidding me. That is too cruel.
Wait, no, I can't.
Exactly.
So you realize what that implies. This is the only way to save Irminsul.
People love you so much, and they've missed you so much over the past 500 years. How can we just forget you like this? Is there really no other way? There must be something else I can do.
You're the god of wisdom, Boer. You should know that there is no other way.
But this is so cruel. I don't want to forget you.
That's what I was saying. It's too cruel.
No need to feel so sad, Boer. We all nestle under the great tree of wisdom, peering out to perceive the world. From the earth and from the rain, we perceive its wonders, until we become a white bird to perch atop a branch, and finally snap off the most important leaf. Once upon a time, I alone dreamed in this world. In my dreams, everybody would also dream after they fell asleep. wild and wonderful thoughts would emerge from their minds. Some tumbled to the ground, and others floated to the sky, connecting all things in the world into one dazzling net. Among a plethora of worlds were numerous smaller worlds, all of fate, finding within the tapestry their brilliant glow. I gradually understood that these indescribable and constantly changing things are the most profound things in the world. Only they can completely repel the madness. Only dreams can awaken consciousness from the deepest darkness. I'm the one who posed this question, yet also the one who sought a solution. Saving the world with the dreams of the people used to be my answer. And now, you've also found your own answer, and I shall return all the dreams to the people. Goodbye, people of Sumeru. May you be blessed tonight with the sweetest of dreams.
Nahida, are you alright? Of course she's not. She was just forced into killing someone.
I'm alright. I'm just a little confused.
What are you confused about?
We've just saved the world, right? So why am I crying?
Oh, don't tell me.
I don't know where this feeling inside of me is coming from, but I feel very sad.
Do you still remember what happened just now?
Just now, we used the power of two gnosis to successfully connect with the Ermin soul consciousness from 500 years ago. Then, we removed the remaining pollution from Merman soul.
She's forgotten her. Did I manage to remember because I'm not from this world?
Yeah, what's wrong? Weren't you there just now?
Paimon doesn't seem to remember either. Has everybody really forgotten Greater Lord Rukudavata? Should I tell them the truth? Oh? What's that sound? I feel super sleepy. Oh, who was that? I didn't see.
That sound. Traveler, Paimon.
I've been waiting
Oh
here
no, it's the
far
doctor.
too long. But finally I have the chance to be alone with you. All the precious time I wasted has finally paid off.
The doctor. What have you done?
Just a type of sound wave that can quickly put defenseless people into a dream. As I expected, it doesn't have any effect on God. Don't worry. I know you would never forgive me if I actually killed them.
But do you want her, forgiveness? Do you actually care?
I'm here to negotiate with you.
Negotiate with me? I heard you had already left Sumeru. Why are you here again now?
I left Sumeru, but I also stayed in Sumeru.
What?
You mean there are many different versions of you in this world?
A long time ago, I made a major decision in hopes of preserving all my perspectives of how I observed the world. So I saved segments of all my ages and made them into independent individuals.
It's an insult to the very concept of life.
Oh, yay! Go get him, Nahida.
Since you were in the academia, why wait until now to show up? You could very well have stopped us and helped that fake god.
Simple. Let me ask you this. Would any staff member ever help the subject in the middle of an experiment?
The academia saw the plan to create a god as their ultimate goal, yet you only saw it as an ordinary experiment. You really are crazy. If the experiment succeeded, you would have had a new god on your hands. How would you have faced your own god then? Would you still take the same stance? Would you still hold the same view of yourself?
I'm first and foremost a scholar. These results should be left to the judgment of the hypothetical me confronted with that outcome.
What?
But you're right. And that's exactly why I'm disappointed with the conclusion of this experiment.
Well, at least you're disappointed with your experiment because, like, he's literally like, oh, I would leave it to another version of me to deal with consequences.
The experiment is over, and it's time to tidy up the equipment and reclaim any useful materials. For example, the Gnosis. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you're an intelligent archon. I'm sure you understand the disparity in our combat abilities at this time. Besides, you have no way to use that electro-gnosis in battle.
Didn't you say you were here to negotiate with me? Somehow, it's starting to seem like you intend to take it by force now. Your hypocrisy is built on absolute confidence. I understand your scheme, but what if I were to destroy the Gnosis now and awaken the heavenly principles?
Yes, fight back, Nahida.
Awaken the heavenly principles? Do you think that's really possible?
Really? That's what you're thinking of? Like, oh my god, wait, can we do that? Yes, girl.
The heavenly principles have been silent for many years, but the Gnosis are symbols of their control over Tevat and all the laws. Will the destruction of a Gnosis attract the attention of the heavenly principles? And if so, how do the Fatui plan to deal with the consequences? Do you dare to gamble such a possibility with me?
This is a clever move. You must have seen through me when I first captured your consciousness. Indeed, I can't ignore this possibility. So tell me then, what are your conditions?
Is that weird that I'm gonna say that, like, I don't think that the doctor is, like, a bad guy. Like, I mean, he's messed up, but I feel like he's not a bad guy. Like, I don't think he intentionally hurts people. I think he does things to just learn and observe more because different concepts fascinate him.
But this electro-gnosis is the prize I obtained after defeating one of your fellow harbingers. Now, as the one who initiated this cascade of events, shouldn't you pay the corresponding price?
Price? Interesting. What price would you have me pay?
How about erasing all your other segments?
That is a huge price to pay, but then again, we're talking about a gnosis.
What you request of me is like plucking out the eyes I have placed in the dimension of time.
Well, it's not our problem.
Segments are extraordinarily difficult to make. They require extremely rare resources and enormous amounts of time and effort, requiring me to destroy them all here and now. Bravo. A suitably wise decision on your part. I see. If you think all those versions of me are worth a gnosis, then deal.
Oh.
But what I'd like to know is, how can you be sure that I've really erased them?
I can see your remaining honesty.
What a ridiculous decision! You can't be serious! How could I have been so You will regret this! Well, have you confirmed that it's complete?
Here, take it. The future of Sumeru City will be in my hands alone.
I'm so happy she decided to get rid of these stupid Akashas. Thank you, finally.
There won't be any further gaps for you to exploit.
Hell yeah.
It truly pains me that my academic achievements have never been appreciated in my homeland. Another chess piece. And where is your dendrognosis?
As if she's gonna tell you.
Don't be greedy, Harbinger of Snezhnaya.
Hell yeah.
No, this is a different transaction. If you intend to turn off the Akasha anyway, then there's no further use for the Gnosis of Sumeru, is there?
Oh, no. Don't try to manipulate me into agreeing to this. No.
Judging from your expression, you don't seem to find the idea very agreeable. Then let's think of it this way. Since you're the god of wisdom, How about I exchange some knowledge with you?
I don't think that's a fair deal, you know?
Arrogant as that is, it has piqued my interest.
Let me ask you, have you in all your mighty knowledge ever heard the rumor that the skies of Tevat are fake?
Huh?
That's the secret hidden by Irminsul concerning the truth of this world.
What?
Once I finish telling you about this, it will be time for me to say goodbye.
But I'll still listen to what you have to say.
So you're really gonna give him the gnosis? Like, willingly? Really? Oh, we're in Tinari's place. Good morning, Paimon.
Good morning!
On that day, we lost consciousness in a battle. When we woke up, we found ourselves in Gandharva Vile, and Tinari and Kole were looking after us. The Akasha has been turned off completely, and the people of Sumeru will no longer rely on it. But where is Kusanali? Where is Nahida? I'm so done trying to record this video. Good morning, Kole.
I prepared some breakfast today. Please have a taste. Well, now that I've recovered from Alizar, I'm feeling better than ever. I can even prepare 4 or 5 meals a day now.
Wow.
And Paimon bets they're all delicious.
Oh, by the way, someone brought a letter for you after you went to sleep last night.
Oh, it's from Milu. Ahem. We're going to hold a feast at the Grand Bazaar and celebrate Sino's reinstatement as the General Mahamatra. As heroes of Sumeru, please be sure to attend. I'll wait for you.
Good morning. How do you feel today?
We feel much better. How about you?
How's your wound, Tinari?
I'm recovering well. Thanks for asking.
Then you probably already know all about the celebration feast.
Celebration feast? No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh, you weren't invited?
Huh? But didn't Nilu say in her letter that they would celebrate Sino? He didn't tell you?
Perhaps, or alternatively, he doesn't know about it either.
Oh, maybe it's a surprise party.
Why don't you come to the feast with us?
Kala has taken over some of my tasks these days. I don't think she'll have time for it. Not to mention me. You've recovered well. You may go, but be careful.
Well, there won't be any problems if the feast starts at that time. Everything has already been prepared.
Mr. Zubair, I finished telling things up here. Well, except for the guests.
Is a simple reply really that much to ask of our guests?
Hey, Nilu!
Traveler, Paimon.
We got your letter, so here we are!
You're the best. The other guests haven't even replied yet.
Huh? Are we the only ones that have arrived?
I mean, it's fine with me.
I had someone deliver letters to all of our guests. But maybe everyone is still busy with other things. If for some reason they didn't receive the letters, then please tell everyone that there will be a feast here.
Okay, we'll go around and check.
Yeah, we can also check out how everything in Sumeru is going now. Oh, Hatham should be around here somewhere, right? Oh, he's over there! But it looks like he might not have time for us.
He's already talking with someone
Just
else.
put down that worthless book and tell me what happened in the academia.
Oh, so demanding. Who are you?
This is not just some worthless book. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a physical book like this in Sumeru?
Oh, he's reading smut again.
Just put it aside. Listen, I came back today only to hear that the sages have disappeared.
Oh, you sound surprised. I thought you would already know the inside story.
Would I be here asking you if I knew? You're the scribe, not me. So just tell me what you know already.
Well, I almost became a sage.
Huh?
Oh, don't sound too surprised now. You're the renowned Kaveh, light of the Kasharawar. Besides, as a master builder and craftsman, chances are you'll be appointed as a sage too.
Why do I feel like you don't really mean it?
What is going on? I don't know.
Huh. What makes you say that? Why would you question my heartfelt sincerity?
Ay, ay, ay.
Maybe it's because you've never said anything good about me before.
What is this intense friendship they have?
Yeah, well, I share a similar sentiment. And anyone who knows you as well as I do would surely do the same.
Oh, you... See? This is why I hate discussing anything with you. Your ridiculous and arrogant attitude always gets in the way.
It seems that you really can't stand my personality.
Ha! What was your first clue?
Both like sarcastic people arguing. That is just pure savageness.
Well, then you might as well move out of my house.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Are you threatening me? Stooping to a new low, I see.
Forget what's going on with the academia. Haven't you been busy with your construction project? Tell me, when are you going to build yourself a mansion?
Don't get me started. I get angry just thinking about it.
So, what great building did our master architect work on this time?
Like I need to tell you. Keep your nose out of my business.
No, I think we deserve to know. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
I was in the desert for a large project. Hold on, wait a second. What do you mean by when Sumeru needed me most?
Well, while you were out fiddling around in the desert, many people came together to save Sumeru from a crisis. It's no skin off my nose if you don't believe me. It's not like my Darshan was the one trying to apply for funding from the Grand Sage. Yours, though, on the other hand.
Oh, the delivery of that line. I'll hate them. Talk more like this, please.
You know what? I'll ask around. I'm sure someone knows what's going on here. You're dead if I find out you're lying to me.
I feel like I'm being threatened by a chicken. Hey, Thim, I'm here.
We're running some errands for Nilu. Have you received her letter?
Letter?
Didn't you just say something about becoming a sage? If they pick you, then we'd have a huge connection in Sumeru.
Paimon has a point. Yeah, definitely. Agreed for this position for us so that we have the benefits from you being a sage.
Yes, about that. I refused.
Why are you shocked? Like, this is not the type of person who would want this. Like, no. He said it himself. He doesn't want to be a leader.
A little more ambitious?
I'm not even interested in being one of the 6 great sages. Like I said before, I don't like being a leader.
See, that's literally what I just said a second ago.
By the way, who was that other person just now? Is he your friend?
Do we look like friends?
Actually, you look like best friends, so yes.
Well, anyway, no matter how busy you are, since you are our planner, remember to attend the celebration feast in 2 days.
All right. I'll see you there.
Didn't expect to see you here. Like, what do you mean you didn't expect to see her here? We came here to look for her.
It must be something important for Nilu to specifically write to us like,
yes,
great, I'll be sure to attend.
Count me in too.
It's actually the next day because I got so annoyed with the fact that it's not finished yet. Because it was already so long. I thought I'm gonna be able to do it within 1 day, but nope, it's still going, and I don't even know how long we have left.
What brings you here?
Why are you just standing here like a dead tree?
Don't all of them just like stand like dead trees? Like, look, here we have an example. Oh,
King
Raman.
Deshret's blessing. My friend suddenly appears in the desert.
Oh,
Don't
even
tell me you've run into trouble and need us to help.
Oh, I forgot what her name is. I feel like it might start with an S.
Raman and
Sataria.
Sataria?
I told you, it starts with an S.
Oh, you know me?
Oh, well, that's a little awkward that we know you and you don't know us.
Oh, well, you're pretty famous in the academia.
Yeah, definitely.
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss some business too?
No, not at all. We're actually here on behalf of Nilu. Nilu wanted to write to everyone. A celebration feast will be held in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. She hopes that all of you will be able to attend.
Celebration? Feast?
Why does he sound like so aggressive? Celebration? Feast?
But I'll go.
You two are invited as well.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here. Besides, I need to look after Miss Sataria in the desert, so I'll have to pass.
Okay. But
I'm
you're always
afraid I won't
welcome.
be able to join you.
Oh. This plant was floating because the... Oh, things start to appear.
Everybody's already here. Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
Are we late again? Really? Why are you guys always late?
We're not late, are we? It's just that everyone else arrived ahead of time.
That's what we tell ourselves, Paimon.
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in charge of today's speeches.
How can you backstab me like that? I'll hate
Nah, there won't be any speeches today.
Oh, thank you, Dia.
Oh, really? Well, even better.
Come join us over here. It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was able to return to power at the Academia.
Where is she?
Yes, even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's finally returned.
Returned to the Academia? Abandoned and neglected?
Uh-huh. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. The Academia basically abandoned her because of it. This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised. I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
No, everything you said is correct.
That's good.
What's with that face? You knew all of this already.
I mean, I don't really understand why she's so surprised. Like, she knew that everyone forgot. Like, she's the only one that knows the truth. Don't mind me. My mind was elsewhere.
Even if those two giants of the Academia are here, I still have to say it. Those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord Kusanali used all her power for the people of Sumeru. And what did they do in return?
It seems that after everyone forgot Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, their understanding of Sumeru's history also changed. Now, everyone believes that Lesser Lord Kusanali has been Sumeru's archon all along. Maybe I'm the only one in all of Tevat who remembers that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata ever existed. As the witness of all that happened, I shall respect her choice and keep the secret for her.
Why didn't you accept the Academia's invitation to become the Grand Sage?
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Oh!
Not at all.
Keep your spirits up and try to be happy, okay? And try to smile more every day. Just like I'm doing now.
Sino, smile. This is me smiling.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
I seem to have taken both keys when I left the house.
So his roommate, Keva, or whatever his name is, like he's not gonna be able to come into the dorm.
Oh well.
I am looking forward to seeing the more interactions between El Haytham and Keva, or I don't remember his name. What is happening with the traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop.
I'm suddenly a little sleepy.
Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You'll wake up once you've put something yummy in your tummy.
Really?
Of course. Just wait here for Paimon.
Huh? It seems like someone is there. Oh no. Nahida. I mean, I was wondering where you are, but like, don't scare us like this. You look like a ghost. Nahida, it looks like my consciousness is connected to yours again.
You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. I was thinking about talking with you, and the next thing I knew, I had made a connection with you.
Aww. Is there anything you need from me?
I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. I wanted to have a look for myself, so I snuck in.
Oh, she's so cute.
Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so I really haven't had any free time.
Oh, come join us.
Although you've already helped me with a lot, there's still one more thing I hope you can help me with.
Of course, anything for you, Nahida. I think you're my favorite archon. What is it?
Please say thank you to everyone for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's what this is about. Nahida, it'd be better if you could do that yourself. Yes, come.
Oh, is it not convenient for you to do that for me?
Oh, she's so sad. No, that's not the point. The point is that I want you to be here and be happy. Some things in this world must be done by yourself.
But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become all quiet and stiff, won't they?
No, that's the opposite. Everyone is gonna be happy to see you in person. It'll be fine. Please don't worry too much.
Okay.
Yes. Have you made up your mind?
Yes, I have.
So please come. That's good. Wait. Huh?
You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So, I've decided to borrow your body for the time being.
Oh, Nahida, that's not what I...
The flora also climbs up to the fence to get closer to the sky.
That's not what I meant, Nahida. Then at least promise me you won't say anything weird when you're in my body.
Everyone, it's me.
Huh? That voice. Nahida?
Hold up, what's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar.
He immediately knew what's going on. Like,
Is this also a part of the
immediately.
feast?
He's so smart. Is this also part of the feast? Yes, Nilo actually planned that. Like, we were supposed to get possessed during the feast.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Hello, Nilu. I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's body so that I could thank all of you in person. Thank you so much for rescuing me, even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the Academia, the sages, the doctor, the balladeer, and even the entirety of Sumeru. Without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation. Allow me to present to you my most sincere gratitude. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much.
See? Just like I said, everybody is very happy to meet you.
Yeah.
Oh, is that over? Is the quest over? But like, I still want to see what happens with Skara, because like, he gets an animo vision. Is that even gonna be explained? Like, hello?
Since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat with Nahida?
See.
She should be in the Academia right about now. If you have any questions, now's your chance to ask.
Yes, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hello, Traveler and Paimon. What a fantastic night. Is there anything you want to know?
Oh, I am most interested about this. About the balladeer.
He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather.
How do you hide a feather? What?
I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of very useful features. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't do any evil. In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be very clear from my perspective, but he is still yet to understand them himself. His future will be determined by fate.
Wait, she said something else and then the subtitles said something else. So is it fate or is it luck? About what happened after I fell asleep that
You
day.
mean what happened after the doctor put you to sleep?
Yeah, did he take the gnosis?
Not exactly.
No?
The top-ranked Fatui Harbingers, up to number 3, possess power comparable to that of gods. I was no match for him in that kind of situation. In spite of the bad situation, I still managed to make a fair deal with the doctor. As for what I exchanged for the gnosis, the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor, as well as a boon of new knowledge that I couldn't refuse as the god of wisdom. Isn't there something else you haven't asked about yet?
Huh? You mean
I don't know.
About your brother.
Oh, I kind of forgot we have a brother. You know what? Abandon the idea of finding him. Like, we don't need him. He turned onto the bad side.
While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your brother.
There shouldn't be any information on him, Irminsul.
Yeah. Isn't Irminsul a repository for all the information and memories of Tevat? So there shouldn't be anything on her or her brother.
This is true in your case. Irminsul indeed does not have any information on you.
But it has about my brother?
However,
Really?
there must be something different about your brother. Because as it turns out, the world has recorded information on him after all.
Oh.
What?
How is that
There's
possible?
only one possible explanation. He belongs to this world.
How could he possibly hail from Tevat? Things don't add up. Is there something wrong with my memories? Or is it this world that has done something to him?
Nothing about this makes any sense!
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria. After the Conria disaster, he began his journey through the 7 nations of Tevat. But just as his journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on him suddenly become fuzzy. Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders.
Descenders?
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui in return for my gnosis, right? A very important part of the intel was about this world's Descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong to this world. Traveler, you are Tevat's 4th Descender.
4th?
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other Descenders before the Traveler, and her brother isn't even one of them?
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first Descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles. As for the other Descenders, I still need to verify their existence. It could take me some time.
But you know, I'm kind of glad that finally we actually do learn something about ourselves and our brother. Because all the other nations, like Mondstadt, Liyue, and Inazuma, we literally learned nothing. Absolutely nothing. We only now are learning at least a little bit of information. So basically we don't know what happens to Balladeer. How does he get his vision? My theory is that since Nahida said that she is kind of like keeping him safe, keeping him from trouble, maybe she's gonna basically like change his heart and kind of show him that he can find himself in this world and that he can find happiness, but he has to embark on this journey to find himself first. He needs to wander around the world, maybe hence the name Wanderer. I don't know. And maybe she's gonna be the one to give him vision as a symbol of freedom, you know? Anemo is a symbol of freedom. She's kind of also symbolically freeing him from his past and she's allowing him to find himself. That's my theory, but I'm kind of surprised that we didn't actually learn what happens. I don't think we have any Archon quests left though, but to sum up this Archon quest, I think that this one was the best Archon quest we had so far, especially compared to Inazuma. I felt like the characters were actually multi-dimensional. I felt like there was a glimpse of gray morality over here, like for example with the Doctor. Why are you looking at her like that?